Hi, this is Joel from Wolf Alice. You're listening to Six Pounds Radio with Lucas Yeomans.
Welcome back. I'm joined now by Joel from Wolf Alice. How you doing, man?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. Now, for those listening who may not know who Wolf Alice are, could you give us a quick background on the band and where you started and stuff like that, and what you get up to?
Yeah, sure. Wolf Alice, we're four little weird people who are based in London, and we've been a band for a couple of years, and our album just came out this year, and back in June, called My Love Is Cool. And we're currently on tour promoting it. We're in Bristol today at the University of Bristol, actually, for the first of a few sold-out shows on this little September run, which we're very excited to be part of, and we love Bristol. It's just good to be here. Yeah.
Now, before we talk about the tour and stuff like that, because we'll get onto that in a second, I wanted to ask, because I found this really interesting, when you started with Wolf Alice, you actually came in as a substitute in a way, didn't you? And it's the funny story behind that. Can you tell us more about how you actually became part of the band?
Well, they had a lovely guy called James who's playing drums for them, and they were at a festival, and James was on top of Josh's shoulders, and he fell back and he hurt his arm, and I knew the guy who was managing Wolf Alice at the time, and he was asked if I could play some drums for a couple of shows, and then I kind of just stuck around.
Couldn't get rid of you.
So, yeah, unfortunately, like glitter and herpes, I'm still here. So.
I think it's worked out all right though so far, anyway.
Lucky me, I guess.
Well, let's move on now and talk about the tour. The first date, as you just said, is while we're recording this, is today at Bristol. It's the first date of the tour, isn't it?
It is, yeah. First of, I think, I can't remember how many dates. Like 9 or something. I don't know. No one tells me anything. To be fair.
It's going for a long time though, isn't it? And you're at the O2 Academy tonight, and there's other dates.
Yeah.
But where are you most excited to perform?
Oh, I love coming to Bristol. I've always had such a good time in Bristol. Our first ever sold out show was actually at Louisiana in Bristol, and
oh wow.
We've always been supported very much so by the community around here, by the music fans of Bristol and this area. So it's always a joy to come back. There's a few great shows on this tour, though. We're really lucky. We're going to play a show at Brixton Academy in London, which is sold out, which is kind of like mad for us all growing up around that venue and stuff, and just knowing of that venue and its history. And the same with a venue in Manchester called the Albert Hall, which is like a beautiful venue that I can't wait to go to. But every single day, literally, I'm not just being a weirdo, but I love going to all these cities, and we all do, and we expect that, we're super pumped that everyone wants to come and see us play.
Yeah,
so
it's kind
every day.
Because you're going around the whole world, aren't you? I suppose you're doing some stops in America, aren't you? I think, and then there's some. Then you're going back to Europe.
Yeah, so a couple of days after of Brixton, we're going to take a plane back to America, and Drenge and Made Violent, who are on tour with us in the UK, are going to come and play some shows with us over there as well. So we've managed to somehow construct a world tour consisting of just America and England. So it's not really a world tour. But,
it's not far off.
It feels like a world tour to a little country boy like me. So,
I suppose it's kind of like going on a gap year with the band as well.
Yeah, it kind of is, but it kind of is. I mean, to be fair though, it's not like we've got to the stage now where we want to put on the best show we possibly can, like every night. So, whereas beforehand when we started the band, we were just, I don't know, you just drink all the time, like in because you're just excited, and every gig you get through is like, oh, we got through it, let's celebrate,
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if there's like 3 people there. And now I think we've had to refine it and think like, look, you want to put on the best show ever. I'm in the worst shape of my life ever, so I need to get my acting together and play over an hour each night and stuff on the drums. With my health, I need to sort myself out. So
I'm sure it's going to be quite tiring as well, isn't it? It's going to be exhausting once you get to the end of it with all the places that you give us.
It's just so much adrenaline. I actually don't. It's not until you probably sit down 20 minutes afterwards, you're like, oh. But at the time, I'm just pumped with the fact that anyone's come to see a band play.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Just kind of ride with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, before we move on, I want to ask you about where people can find out, because I know the tour, especially in the UK, like the tour, it's almost sold out, but there are a couple of dates that are still tickets available. So where can people find the tickets?
the people of Newcastle,
Yeah.
they can find the tickets online, obviously. But there's a few tickets left for Newcastle. Someone told me earlier, and a few for Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, that's actually it.
Yeah.
Every other date
they're all sold out.
Kind of
Are you
mind-blowing.
Are you pleased with how well it's done so far then in terms of ticket sales?
I mean, every day you wake up and you have to like pinch yourself a little bit that, at least the four of us did. We started this band. You started because it's something that you feel like you love doing, and you obviously do. And then if it gets to a stage of so many people are appreciating it, it's kind of, I find the whole thing quite moving. Just thinking about it sort of starts freaking me out. But yeah, we're overwhelmed by the response of the album and the fact that people want to come see us play live. It does genuinely mean the world to us, and we do appreciate the situation we put in. Because of the fans, and we just want to do the best we can each night and have the best fun, the best party ever with all these people.
Of course, yeah. So we'll move on to the album now then. It's called, of course, like I said before, My Love Is Cool, which, by the way, great title for an album. Love it. Caught my attention straight away. Sick name. What was it like preparing the release of the album compared to releasing your EPs and stuff like that? What was the build-up like?
Well, it was a bit of a weird one because you just start self-doubt kind of creeps in a little bit. Maybe like, is the album going to be received the way you want it to be? Does your mum like it? Does your mates like it? Does radio want to play it? All these little things like that. But that couple of weeks the week where it came out and it went into the charts #1, it was also the same week we did Glastonbury, and like Glastonbury was at the end of the week, and we just gone over to America to do the Conan O'Brien shows, and we'd gone to LA, and it was just, the whole thing was just so ridiculous, and it was like butterflies for 14 days straight, and we were just overwhelmed by the response of the people of Glastonbury and of the people that bought the record in the first week. It just kind of blew our minds a little bit, and the whole thing was just, I'll never ever, no matter what happens from now on, I'll never forget the way I felt.
That feeling, yeah.
I don't think any of us will.
No, of course.
It was just something that was so special.
It's kind of hard to forget, isn't it?
It is, and you just thank everyone for making it possible,
Yeah. Well, of course, I mean, the album was really successful in terms of sales, but not only that, it was also successful with the feedback you got from fans and critics alike. So how was that for you to get that kind of response, especially from critics that have, that have said it's one of the best albums of the year?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, I don't know, you hear it and you're just like, oh man, it is. It's amazing. Even like you just saying, it's just like, it is kind of overwhelming. It's hard to, you don't want to you just got to be very gracious with it, of which we are. We're just very, very thankful that anyone took the time to buy it or listen to it, or if they have an opinion about it, good or bad, it still makes people think. And it's kind of the whole primary reason you make it, music is to make someone think something, regardless of whether it's good or bad. So I feel like for people that do enjoy it, it's just a thumbs up from us, because I know how much my favourite records mean to me, and if this record means as much to somebody who's like picking up the guitar for the first time, or doing their first journalist piece or something, or
of course.
Whatever it is,
inspiring people to kind of
if it
following
means
your
something
footsteps.
to them the way exactly. I know how much some records mean to me, and if it has that effect, I think that's the best thing.
Yeah, of course, it means a lot to you. And of the critics as well, in terms of critical success, it's also apparently, My Love Is Cool is apparently a Bookie's favourite to win a Mercury Award this year. Now, how crazy is that? Yeah,
I keep being told this. This is that's another thing. It's mad.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy because, that's a award ceremony which we have the utmost respect for, and it's an incredible accolade because it covers so many different genres and tastes, and bands in different parts of their career. It just really focuses on the body of work rather than the reputation or whatever. Or, it doesn't just pick up buzz bands. It doesn't pick up, anyone can win it based upon the opinion of those judges. And so, to hear that we're in the favourite, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. We would just be overwhelmed if even nominated.
Yeah, of course.
But I
suppose even
that it's even on the bookies thing. That's just funny.
Yeah, I was going to say, I suppose, even though you're on the bookies' favourite, I mean, that must be in itself, I suppose, like winning an award, I guess.
Yeah, totally. I mean, anything that's shows appreciation to the record, we do find out about it. I mean, it means a lot to us. It just kind of gives you a kick up the arse and just makes you want to just write another one very quickly. We're kind of buzzing to move on and show what else we can do. So it's amazing, really.
Yeah, of course. Before we finish off talking about the album, I just want to ask what your favourite song is on the album. Your personal favourite song.
I kind of go through phases because I don't know. It's quite a lot of different moods to the record, and people brought different things to the record at different times. And I have those like nostalgic memories of different bits. I really like Lisbon because I find the ending of Lisbon, which is something Joff wrote on his iPhone originally. The beginnings of it had that little like idea.
Yeah.
I always just think that's like a good. I always think that sort of embodies like a pretty thing over a nasty thing, which is something we kind of like to portray. I think sometimes in our music, and something nice against something quite harsh, and that ending bit always kind of gets me going. But then I'm really like overall happy with the record. I think it's hard to pick your favourite children.
Of course. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Some people say.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, I'm also like pumped to like try and find something new, a new sound, new songs and stuff to show. But
I suppose
cool. Tonight's the first time I'm actually going to play like Silk and Freezy, and we're doing Swallowtail. We're doing the whole album tonight for the first time, so I'm excited. I hope it doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, once you finish your first album, then it's straight on to planning the second one, isn't it? I suppose once all the the panic has gone down from releasing the first one, and once all the craze has gone out, then the second one has to be started being planned. So it's kind of like a non-stop cycle, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're touring for a while. We're going to be touring until the next festival next year, I think, as far as I know. And we'll just play the record as long as we want to hear it. But we're going to start writing. Like we've already started writing stuff already. We kind of had before the record came out. It's just the kind of the dynamic of the band is 4 people who are always writing anyway. So it's never like we have like now we start writing. But when we do have some time to get into the studio and stuff, it's going to be really buzzed, and we're kind of there's a slight air of confidence of maybe with ourselves now that to trust our instincts and stuff, and just go for it, and try and write as much as possible.
Awesome, yeah. Well, let's move on quickly and talk about the festival season. The festival season, which you guys have just been a big part of. You mentioned before being at Glastonbury and Leeds and Reading. What was that experience like for you guys? And do you have a favourite memory from the ones that you played?
Yeah, well, Glastonbury was a whirlwind because of the album, and just because of just how prestigious that festival is, and just I think I left there like Tuesday morning or something, and I got there on Thursday, so I got fully stuck in, and it was just a great moment for the 4 of us to be together at a festival and play to that many amazing people in the rain that stuck around. It kind of blew us away. And Reading, I always used to go to Reading when I grew up, so it was always kind of like a deal. That was just like, we're playing Reading, and that was an amazing show because the people were so incredible that came to see us. There's like an energy in Reading, which is just for people that go there, it's like that's their weekend of the year. When you start playing festivals every weekend, you kind of forget that people, like what I used to do is save up everything I had, get like my mum on the phone, everything on the internet, trying to buy a ticket for Reading. Don't want to miss out for Reading, and that excitement of like, I got a ticket, I'm going to go to the festival, have the best time of my life. You get that off everyone at Reading when you play. Everyone's so excited to be there, and it's quite primal, and it's it's a youth orientated kind of demographics. It was such a blast, and I think another part of it as well was Latitude Festival, which we did. Which I think playing wise was probably one of our better shows, and it was just an amazing crowd and a really beautiful festival that we were really blessed to be part of. But it's been loads, man. Like it's been so many great moments, and it's hard to pick one where you just like every festival has its own vibe, so it kind of depends where you're at,
of course. So I suppose it's now getting excited for the next festival season, which it feels a bit crazy talking about, but of course they announce the acts months in advance, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to do a few more things. I think there's going to be some more like worldwide kind of festivals and European festivals and stuff as well, as much as there is English festivals. Like we managed to go to Australia and Japan and do some shows out there, festivals out there this year, which was great. So it'd be nice to maybe do that again on slightly later bills and stuff. And same for America, get a little foot in there. And it's always, it's kind of mental when someone says you have to go to America to play a gig. To
pay a massive festival and stuff like that. Of course.
Yeah, it's just really cool.
Yeah. Of course it does. Well, before you go, could you tell us about your social media pages and where people can find you on Facebook and Twitter and whatever else?
Sure. You know what? I'd love to, but I honestly don't know what they are. I think our Facebook is Wolf Alice Music. It's awful. This is the kind of thing I should know. And I think the same with the Twitter, Wolf Alice Music. I always say just use Google and type Wolf Alice into Google, and then it will come up.
So if anyone wants to find out
the actual hashtag,
if anyone wants to find out your music, just type in Wolf Alice. I'm sure you must be the first one. As far as I know, there's no other band out there called Wolf Alice or anything else called Wolf Alice that's gonna. It's quite a unique name.
No, we are the only Wolf Alice we know of.
So there you go.